rotate device. Okay, rotate device. But I want to go like this though. I can't do it no better. Hopefully it's recording. Good day, kinfolks. This is your brother kinfolk Omar HOSEA. You can add up to 3 guests to your broadcast. Okay, let me try that. Let me see if I can get a guest in here or not. What's up, folks? No viewers yet. I don't know how to do that. Let me see if I can get somebody in here. Anyway, this is China's Sun and the Babylonian connection. And this is why we made it this way. Heavenly Father, we ask you for your protection. We ask for your wisdom and your guidance. We ask for your confirmation. We ask for the resources, and we ask that you will confirm these things through our daily lives. Give us signs that we may see them, that we may avoid them. And we may hear your voice when you say for us to flee and to gather with the rest of the flock who we have chosen. But we only know this by you teaching us and guiding us through your divine spirit and your divine inspiration. For your will is the best will. By the power of the Holy Spirit, I come, but through the power before me, not to me, I say thank you. Say la. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter audio. So, the new craze now is China. China has created this sun and this new moon, and they're saying about this moon. Now, we've been noticing in the past conversations about the blue beam project, red beam project, and all these psychosis and DNA projects and manipulation projects. And if you live in a black project, you understand what we mean by a project. And if you was a Jew living in a German project or whatever, or German living in some type of project, we understand the nature of the word project. And that's where the eugenicists use the term, put your projects or your subjects in a box and treat them like rats and put them in a little maze. So we got that down, no problem. But now the new conversation is China's launching a sun into the sky. Now I'm listening to a language, China, who are mongoloids in nature, and the history of the mongoloids and where they come from. There's not too many resources that they can really claim anything of their own globally, let alone build a sun to replace the original sun of the Most High. I haven't got to the meat and potatoes yet. We're just building an ideology here. Now these Mongols, Chinese, Japanese, whatever you want to call them, who make all our electronics and stuff like that, we're not saying they're bad or good. We're not saying anything about them or anybody else. We're better. We're better than that. We're more advanced in our communications than that. To be putting somebody down so we can seem smart. We don't do that. We don't get around with people who do that. If you had to put a culture or what somebody do down so you can think you're smart or better than, you're the weakest link in history in the chain of oral tradition. You're the weak one. You need to shut up. Start with me. So, in truth saying, not because I say so, because there's a spiritual link, universal link, and historical link, and archaeological link, that these Mongoloids come from the Iberian Mountains, like some of the Russians. That's what I'm thinking. We're not saying they're bad or good. We're just talking about a root landmark. I was watching something earlier today, or last night, on how there was a brother, I think it was W. Du Bois, he wrote the difference between a black African American and a Negro. And at first it dawned on me, I'm like, we're saying the same language. The Negro is the Afro-Asiatic, the source, the power, the frequency of the planet. And the rest of the world bank on that, like banks to a river. Enough said. Back to China's sun. So now, the Negro, who has the melanin, the plasma of the sun and all that, we're connected to the sun, literal, the real sun the Most High made for us. And the sun that is made for the planet. That's our gift. The literal sun, the literal moon, the stars, the earth, everything in them and around them. That's a gift to us from the Most High. But now you have these mongoloids. You have these dogs, these elephants, and these other type of people who the Most had turned into this type of, or changed their genetic code or their DNA. That's why bestiality is so becoming so rampant behind closed doors. Now, Facebook blocked me for 3 days because I showed um, these families having sex with their own kind, which is dogs. And so I have some history I want to read to you about where Islam got mixed up at when they claimed to attribute it to Abraham. This is where Christianity get it mixed up, where they attribute this and that to Abraham. This is where everybody get it all mixed up, where they attribute it back to Abraham and miss the root source of the story. Now you're going to hear three things that this black people wanted to do. The people of the black lands. Okay, so we're going to be so everybody who want to be black, you're going to be responsible for this. I.e., China's Sun and the Babylonian feudalism, the agreement. Look at it. Look at yourself. Go look at it. You like this thing. We've been prepping you with certain videos and things for you to get this. Those who've been watching and paying attention. So we have Dragon Ball Z with the cartoon boy turns into a monkey when the moon come out. Y'all know about Dragon Ball Z. That's a fact. It's a cartoon. They make billions of dollars off of that. We have children wanting to be Goku and all them, want to transform into a monkey. We also have photos of monkey gods and elephant gods in China. All right, in India, in Africa, and a whole bunch of other places that y'all worship, and here in Americas and Brazil and everywhere else. We have these animal gods. You have to ask yourself, where did these things come from? You never understood who planted the seeds of these things. We're going to show you who planted the seeds. Sorry, Twitter. I couldn't get the video part up. I guess y'all blocked that or something. I don't know on my feed. But I guess the people can hear it. So we're going to show you the root concept of it. A lot of people want to debunk the books or resources, but when you take the book and you use real life as a resource, there is no fault. There's no fault in it. You can't find no fault when the book fits the picture in today's reality. And this is without the TV on or ever watching TV. Read the book, look at the people, you're like, okay, this is some real stuff, right? So you see people born with tails. Real people born with tails. You see people born with fangs, real live fangs. There's people born with real horns. Boom. Now, anybody who remember in the early 70s, back in the horror movie days, there was a thing called the Elephant Man. And for some reason, that disease went underground. Muscular sclerosis came up. Mary Lemieux had some type of leukemia. Leukemia, they hustled that brand name. And so that took stage. But research elephantitis and listen to what I'm about to read you. It's from a historical book, and it ties into the Quran, the Bible, or any other science on the planet. And this is why we're sharing it, because we believe in universal logic. We believe in universal connection. We believe in universal saneness. And I'm going to shoot y'all some pictures of some PowerPoints that we made. I want to say big ups to Judah Mack and them for that video. Man, y'all was hitting it on the point, man. But man, even when he took a word out the dictionary to make sure that people who know what these words mean. So if any time somebody mentions a word that you do not know what it means, let us know, type it in, and we'll pull out the dictionary. If you're not the only one that don't know what it means. Somebody else is probably just scared to say, I don't know what that word means. And we'll get the thesaurus, the dictionary, the whole nine, and get the root and the etymology of that word, so we make sure we use it in the proper context. So I'm going to lesson 12, book of Jasher, chapter 9. All right, I'm going to read something to you about Islam and Abraham. This is how Islam is shirked. Now check it out what Abraham does. Start from 16, 15, no. No. Okay, hold on. Abraham saw the sun. I'm going to put that in there too. I'm going to read it to you. Right where what this one is. And this is going to be amazing and beautiful at the same time. It's going to bring you healing. It's going to bring you clarity to the Bible. It's going to bring you clarity why a black man run to Islam. It's going to be clarity why the black people run to Christianity and all these other things. It's going to be clear to you now. But it's a beautiful story. Check this out. There was not a man found in those days in the whole earth who knew Yahweh. For they served each man his own God. Puffy's my God. This is my God. China creating their own sun. So whoever makes their first son became God on earth now. Ooh, wow. That is a sign of worship. That emotion. Ooh, ah. And now you get all that attention and not the Most High. The Most High saying, my son been here forever and you ain't respect that. But here you got these people make a brand new sun that's fresh and it burns out after a half hour. My husband's sitting here taking care of you. And this is the thanks I get. Heavy. Check it out. Same story. Except Noah and his household and all those who were under his counsel knew the Lord in those days. So it says all those and his household literally, and all those who was under his counsel. So according to Noah's story, Noah was the only one that was preserved. And Abraham, the son of Terah, was waxing great in those days in the house of Noah, and no man knew it, and the Lord was with him. Not Lord Jesus, not Lord Krishna or anybody else. It was Yah himself, right? And the Lord gave Abraham an understanding heart. So this is how you know if you're the seed of Abraham. All right, listen to what happened. This is what you do. This is what the seed of Abraham does. This is by nature. You don't need a book. You don't need a religion. If you did this by nature, you are the seed of Abraham. There is no contest. There is no more searching. The rest is for you to be obedient. And let's continue. And Abraham, the son of Terah, was waxing in his great days. Okay, we go past. And the Lord gave Abraham an understanding heart, and he knew all the works of that generation were vain. All entertainment is vain. All this big booty girly stuff is vain. All this I'm a religious person is in vain. All this is everything we're doing as a black history, black culture is in vain. And all their gods were vain and were of no avail. Jesus of no avail. Nothing was no avail. Now talking about Jesus is coming back to save you. Look, we're going to read. We're going to read to you who's coming back. What's coming back? And what's not going to be saved? Right here. And then we're going to kick it in to China's sun, the moon, all this artificial. We'll get to it. We're going to let prophecy speak. We're going to let reality touch, and then we're going to boom talk about what's going to happen later on today. 3 phases, beginning the picture. Thank you, Amit, All Muslim International Communication Center, who's teaching me how to put things in focus. 3 pictures. So here we go. So now there was no avail, right? God put in Abraham's heart understanding that everybody around him, their gods and everything they're doing is to no avail. That's what made Abraham the Most High's friend. He had an understanding from his heart up through his holy of holies, up into his temple. And he said nothing about him getting high or doing nothing. But the understanding in his heart, no matter what he was doing, that everything else is to no avail. Abraham, HOSEA, OMAR, to you and you Twitter who's listening. All that is to no avail. And Lord, and then Abraham saw the sun shining upon the earth. So the people saw the sun shining upon the earth from China. And Abraham said, and the people said, and Abraham said unto himself, surely now this sun that shines upon the earth is God, and I will serve him. I will serve. He didn't say him, but the sun. Now at this time, Abraham sees the sun, boom, come out the earth or behind the horizon, like China just did. And they said, ooh, this will serve. This must be like unto a God. We are gods. Man is God. And I will serve. All right. Now, after that, Abraham served the sun in that day, and he prayed to him. He prayed to the sun. So this is where Islam think praying to the east or praying to the sun or the moon came from Abraham. There was a correction. Check it out. And Abraham served the sun in that day and prayed to him. And when evening came, the sun set as usual, and Abraham said within himself, surely this cannot be God. Now, what happened in the beginning in verse 12? Verse 12, Lord gave Abraham an understanding heart. Right? So through his understanding heart, he said, all right, he let him try his understanding heart and said, okay, the sun's up, this must be God. But when the sun went down, and when that sun light went out of China for only 20 minutes, that surely cannot be God. He gave him an understanding, later on became overstanding. Now, he understood that the sun was not God. And Abraham still continued to speak within himself. So when you say you talk to yourself, you stupid, then hold up. If the Most High is a friend of Abram, and Abraham is the father of all your religions, and he talked within himself, that's bipolar as hell, don't you think? Must be pretty good to be bipolar. Welcome home, y'all. So now, and Abraham still continued to speak with himself. Who is he who made the heavens and the earth? Who created the earth? Where is he? All right. And the night darkened over him, and he lifted up his eyes toward the west, north, south, and east. And he saw that the sun had vanished from the earth, and the earth became dark. And Abraham saw the stars and the moon. Astrology. So this is before Egypt. The name Africa, before Nubia and all their gold worship in these regions, or this black culture, or this black mentality. This is before that. And Abraham seen this, and it said he vanished and the earth became dark. But when he saw the stars and moon, he said, surely this is God. All right? So mind you, there's people around him. You know, there's a council under him. There's a council under Noah. There's still people here. Right? And so they're saying Abraham, he's doing certain things. And some might mistaken that event as Islam. Well, here's the proof, though. Check it out. Ride with us on this. This is going to be a long-ass video. And Abraham saw the stars move before him. He said, surely this is God who created the whole earth as well. Behold, these his servants are gods around him. Abraham served the moon and prayed to it all that night. All right. Moon worship. The crescent moon. Blame it on Abraham. According to this, he was in trial and error right now. He's trying some things out. Because understand, the Most High gave him an understanding heart. So he was able to go under and go dig under and find some truth to get to the light. Right? So in the morning when it was light and the sun shone upon the earth as usual, Abraham saw all the things that the Lord God had made upon the earth. Abraham said to himself, surely these are not gods that made the earth and all mankind, but these are the servants of God. Abraham remained in the house of Noah, and there knew the Lord and his ways, and served the Lord all the days of his life. All the generations forgot the Lord all the days of his life, and all that generation forgot the Lord and served other gods of wood, stone, and rebelled in all their days. And this is the birth of religion. Even when Abraham was alive and Noah was alive, you still rebelled against God's ways. And how we know? Here's the birth of Nubia, Egypt, Cush, the black land, the black mind, the black culture. Of all the princes of Nimrod, his great men took counsel together. Phut, Mitzrayim, which is Egypt, Cush, Canaan, with their families. They said to each other, come, let us build ourselves a city, in it a strong tower, and its top reaching heaven, and we will make ourselves famed. Let's hit that right there. Book of Jasher, chapter 9, verse 21. We'll go with verse 15 to 21. Book of Jasher, chapter 9. This is the epitome of Egypt. This is the epitome of worshiping Isis and Ra. This is the epitome of worshiping the self. This is the epitome of being famous for being the birthplace of civilization. This is the disease. Because now, here's an arrogance to it now. You've already disobeyed. You disobeyed Noah. You disobeyed Abram. And you took him searching for the Most High and rejected the conclusion that only the Most High is God and everything else is servants. You made the servants God. And then you became God over your servants. And that's why it said, Canaan shall be the servant of servants. And you would serve your brother. The seed of Ham would serve his brother, Shem. Not a servant as in a slave, but as a servant before your disrespect, for your choices. Now, this is black culture now. Since you're black and proud, be proud that you reject God. Flat out. And you made yourself kings and queens and all this stuff, and you start worshiping the penis. Now you start worshiping the black woman because what? That hole that you get into feel nice and milky and silky, and it gives you this euphoric feeling, especially if you hide up and you bust a nut. Keep it 100. That's why this is not made for children. The epitome of human ecstasy is being in another state of mind while having an orgasm. And that's what the kings and queens of this planet live for. Call it an aphrodisiac, a natural phenomenon, like in Afro-Asiatic. Natural man, the rising sun, aphrodisiac, the natural phenomenon. This is Egypt culture. This is black history, the beginning of all things that you consider Kemet, black land, and black anything. You can quote me on this, and it's cultural history. I'll show you right here. All right, I'm reading it. I'll get you the resource. Was out of the book of Jasher, chapter 9, verse 15 to 21. Let's get on with it. We got, 22 minutes? Are we doing good? Now, let us become famous. Now, so that we may reign upon the whole world. Moors, we run the world. Black man, we ran the whole world. Let's get back to running the whole world. To do this again? This is what you're trying to do. You're in a rush to be famous again? To say, yeah, we used to run the whole world, so now we got the world back. So we're in a rush to repeat history. That's not going to happen. But history will repeat because this is your desire. Let us read. So that we may reign upon the whole world in order that the evil of our enemies may cease from us. That we may reign mighty over them, and that we may not become scattered over the earth on the account of their wars. Now, mind you, they rejected God. So the enemies is the seed of Noah. Hey, kinfolk, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good day. See, the enemies of Egypt, the enemies of this black thought is those who listen to the Most High Yah. Because it says that king reigns secure. Let me see. Let's go back. Okay, verse 19. All the generations forgot the Lord all the days of his life. And all the generations forgot the Lord and served other gods of wood and stone and rebelled in their days. So now, let us build ourselves a city, Atlanta, New York, whatever. Our entertainment, our name brand. In order that the evil of our enemies. See, if you're talking about the Most High, if you're talking about giving the Most High his glory, you are the enemy to black culture. This is what W. Du Bois was saying between the African American and the Negro. Rock with it. The Negro knows God personally, aka the Afro-Asiatic. He says they went before the king and they told the king these words, and the king agreed. And the family's assemble consisting of about 600,000 niggas and niggettes. All right? All tatted up, funny colored hair, gold teeth, gold rings, extra penises, Viagra up the wazoo. But nonetheless, they rejected God. Nonetheless. That's the whole thing. Let's get to it. They found no one like one. Let me say they found none like one valley at the end of the east land of Shinar. About 2 days' walk, they journeyed there. They dwelt there. All right, let's skip. Hold up. 600,000 men, and they went to seek an extensive piece of ground to build a city and a tower they sought on the whole in the whole earth. All right. So these disobedient, how many? 600,000. Now Islam, they'll tell you how many miles is from the planet Earth and all that, but they won't tell you how many Islamists. 6,000 during the time of Abram. They won't tell you 6,000 Christians, 6,000 Hindus, Gentile, 6,000 Gentiles, 6,000 African Americans, 6,000 Europeans, 6,000 pale skin. Let's put them all where they belong. They war against the Most High. Know who these people are. And they began to make bricks, burn fires to build the city and the tower that they had imagined to complete. So we use gold, electricity to build what? The tower computers. All right, space stations. We got that. And the building of the tower was unto them transgression and a sin. Why? Because they was worshiping the sun, moon, and stars. And they began to build it, in which they were building against the Lord God of heaven. See? And they imagined in their hearts to war against God, to ascend into heaven. Back to let's let that marinate, Twitter. This is verse 25. They built a tower, was unto them transgression and sin, and they began to build it, in which they were building against Yahweh of heaven. And they imagined. Imagination is a bad move, Joe. They imagined in their hearts to war against the Most High in the heavens. So they're going to replace the sun, moon, and all the stars up in the sky. They're going to replace the clouds. They're going to try to replace everything that above you and replace everything below you to show you that they are just as equal with God and that they can be God themselves. This is nothing new. And in order for them to actually make it happen in this day and age is to minimize humanity, even their own. The more people you slaughter, the easier you can control them. But here's what they're not contesting on, that the Most High is not watching. They think that there's not one man that loves the Most High. Now I'm going to get to the heavy part. No, this is the heavy part. This is the heavy part. Check out what he do. Check out what they use. And we're gonna exchange the words for it. And all these people and all the families divided themselves into three parts and first said. We get Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, the main three religions. All these people, families divided themselves into three parts. First said, we will ascend into heaven and fight against him. Sun worship, moon worship, and worship of the Star of David. Sun, moon, and star. All right? This is their icon. This is how you know who they are. This is their language, the sun, moon, and star. In the three parts. We will ascend into heaven and place our own gods there and serve them. Jesus, the sun. Islam is the moon god, its function. And Rephaim is the star, the so-called six-pointed star of David. And serve them. That's what they did. And the third part said, we will ascend to heaven and smite him with bows and arrows, rocket ships, satellites, Satan's elites, right? And God knew all their works and all their evil thoughts. And he saw the city, the tower which they were building. So the Most High is watching everything. This is nothing new. It's nothing new. But here's what nobody's talking about. Here's what nobody's talking about. Here's what nobody's talking about. When they say that the earth is going to burn up, China, get this. We're not even going to use China. We're going to use demon. Wicked men. We're not talking about devils. We're talking about human demons. The mind state has nothing to do with God, humanity, nothing. This is their own entity. We have a sun out there as hot as hell already. It's not even coming off the planet. The heat's coming to the planet. They set off a little ball of homemade sun type energy that's supposed to be quote unquote hotter than the sun leave this planet without them getting burnt up itself. That right there is a big ding 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 ding. That was the God mind right there. That son, S-O-N. You know my works. I say yes, Father. People that know me know my works. If they can make what I make come off that earth, they would have killed themselves making the first element of it. They would have burnt themselves up. So I let them think and I let them be deceived. We're letting the people be deceived on this calling this a son or thinking that they can copy my perfection. Everything I made is perfect. Nobody else can make anything what I make. There is no copy to what I've already made. You can't get a copy. I don't need molds to make what I want to make. When I say it goes, it goes. When I say be, it be. I don't need a mold. I don't need to prep nothing up. I just say it and it's boom, there. I'm not like you when you have to pour it in here and mix this and do that. I'm not a fucking chemist. So I know right there, that's what I told him too. You're a fucking chemist. My father's had a spiritual rant. So now, as I'm watching this photo and this ball leave out this hole, right? So I'm on YouTube and I'm looking at how people are romanticizing how they made the ball, nice little machine, and the machine is feeding this energetic ball, and as it leaves the platform, it goes up, and then I guess it collects its heat from the atmosphere, but yet nobody got burnt up. Californians are on fire from the sun, and here y'all let a ball out the ground hotter than the sun. Ain't none of y'all got a red afro. Me sitting out in the sun, my hair turns naturally bronze. That's from the real sun way out there, and here y'all sitting here launching moons and suns out the ground, and so this time of deception. So this is not a new plan. But here's what we meant by the curses of who it is. This is how we know what they are. When we said the elephant man, the monkey people, the dog people, reptilians, these are the ones that made war on the Most High. I'm trying to find the what he turned them into. Here we go. Now check this out. God said to the 70 angels who stood. Now notice 70 angels. Alright. He said this to the 70 angels. This ain't the 70. This is 270 from the book. It was 72. But it was the spirit of the 72 angels that allowed them to translate the book. And then they killed those 72 men who was inspired by the 72 angels. That's in the certain ancient writings as well. But the Greeks took it and called it Septuagint 70. But really it's 72 angels who inspired 72 priests or Levites. Anyway. So now here we go. And to those who were near him, saying, come, let us descend and confuse their tongues, that one man shall not understand the language of his neighbor. They did so unto them. So who's coming down? The 72 angels, or the inspiration of the 70 angels, to inspire the people about what's going on and what's about to happen. See, your language. Remember I told we've been telling you a lot of you people, you said, what's the solution? We should get to change the language, man. The only way you're going to leave Babylon is changing the language. How we know? And God said to the 72 angels who stood foremost before him, to those who were near to him, saying, come, let us descend and confuse their tongue. The same tongue you use to lick that booty with, and yeah, we're going to confuse all that nasty stuff. Yeah, we're going to come to confuse you. Because if your heart and your mind ain't on the words of the Most High, you will stay in that confusion. And this was going to happen. He said, from that day following, they forgot each man his neighbor's tongue. Otherwise, we forgot how to respect each other. We forgot how to greet each other. We forgot to say, hey, that's my woman. Instead of that's my bitch. We forgot to say, that's my brother. Instead of that's my nigga. You know how to say, well, my religion's the best. Instead of saying, we're glad that you're working on something positive. Instead of saying, my God is better than your God. Instead of saying, I'm glad you believe in something other than greater than yourself. You know, all this I worship. But it says, from that day forward, forget each man his neighbor's tongue, and they could not understand to speak in one tongue. And when the builder took from the hands of his neighbor lime or stone, which he did not order, the builder would cast it away and throw it upon his neighbor, and that he would die. We're killing our neighbor right now in this confusion. Every time we try to build something, what happened? Here it goes, verse 33. Prophecy. Prophecy. Book of Jasher, chapter 9, verse 33. When we said, won't let us build, why can't a black man build? Why can't a black woman build? This is why. From that day the following, they forgot each man his neighbor's tongue, and they could not understand to speak in one tongue. So you ain't going to speak on the same motherfucking level. Why? And when the builder took from one hand his neighbor's lime, or his thoughts, or his house, or whatever, so which he did not order, the builder would cast it away and throw it upon his neighbor. I mean, I don't want to hear that shit. And he hit him with it. Who hit his brother with a brick? Cain. Remember that video? Remember that video? Everything's come to a full circle with your brother, man. I mean, I'm your kinfolk. Nothing that we share, say, link up or match up. We will not make another video. I'm our brother and sister's keeper. See, so you hit your brother with a brick, boom, that he would die. Cain and Abel. See? Oops, hold up. Get that, fix that back. Right down there. Jasher chapter 9, verse 33. For the Twitter listeners on the tweet thing, live. So now, we still have this syndrome. Even after Cain had killed his brother, right? The Most High, through Noah and Abraham, telling you to love your brother and your sister. Now, you have how many people say was there? We'll go back up. What verse was that? How many people? 600,000. And out of how many 600,000 of black people had bricks in their hands? It was supposed to be built with their brother and sister, but took that same brick and hit him in the head just so his brother or sister could die financially, die in their characteristics, die, nigga, die. Ain't that new phrase now? Die, nigga, boom, boom, die, boom, boom. Don't you know who I am? Die, that Tony Montana. That Tony Montana. Yeah. This was going to happen to you, right? That's why we call you, that's why y'all call each other dogs, bitches, and that's my, this is why. Well, here it comes. I was down to 33, 34. And they did so many days, and they killed many of them in this manner. And the Lord smote the three divisions, and God whooped the black man's ass, these three divisions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. These are just three divisions out of 600,000. Or 60,000 or 600, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of niggas with these different religions worshiping the sun, moon, and stars, which is sun worship Jesus, moon worship Islam, and star worship Judaism. All right? He says this. This is what he did. He smote the three divisions. This is how you know who they are. And look at the country and research the scientific name they got for it. The one is called, he says, he punished them according to their works and designs. So each punishment comes from their design. So that means if a motherfucker is dog-like, he is designed to kill God, you know how he'll kill you. All right. If it's the design of an elephant, Titus, that's his design on how he was going to kill God, his intentions, and how he would do you. And if you are a lover of the Most High, this is what they will do to you. All right, it says this. Those who say we will ascend to heaven and serve our gods became like apes. Uh-oh. Didn't Darwin just say they become from apes? Let me see if I wish I can. Here we go. Show you. I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna highlight it for you. Uh, those who signed with us into heaven and served our gods became like apes. Became like apes. So, I'll be a monkey's uncle gives a new title or connotation to it. And when the Most High told Lot not to look back, and his wife looked back, she became what Judah Mack said, a salty bitch. We got a lot of salty bitches out here that look back at these ape niggas, look back at these elephant niggas, look back at these people who hate God, who hate the sun, moon, and stars in their natural order, their natural functions. And they worship these things and then tell you broke. Or tell you ain't beautiful, or give you all these mandates, all these dictations. What else did he make? Okay, now he said became like apes and elephants. Where's my other device at? I can't. Where's it at? I'll show y'all that this is real. Elephantitis. No. Elephantitis.
According to Mayo Clinic, a tropical, parasitic disease that affects the lymph nodes and lymph vessels.
Okay. A tropical parasitic disease that affects the lymph nodes and lymph vessels. Lymphatic filariasis is spread by infected mosquitoes. Those bites deposit a parasite travel lymph symptoms. All right. Now, what the elephantitis look like? Main symptom of elephantitis: gross enlargement and swelling of an area of the body because of the accumulation of fluids. The arms and legs are the areas most often affected. An entire arm or leg may swell to several times its normal size, resembling the thick, round appearance of elephant's legs. So he changed your genetic makeup to where now your body doesn't even want to deal with you, and so it becomes enlarged. What it says? What else? What else they have here? Elephantitis. Let's see what Wikipedia say. No, we don't want that. Let's go to the definition by medical dictionary. All right. Now, mind you, the word elephantitis is a vivid and accurate term for syndrome. It describes the gross visible enlargement of the arms, legs, or genitals to elephantoid size. So the true elephantitis is a result of a parasitic infection caused by 3 specific kinds of roundworms. See, roundworms. Who get worms? Dogs. Who else get worms? Monkeys. Parasites. Dogs and monkeys. So that means that the Most High sent a parasite to these 3 religions, to these 3 mind states, whose heart was bent on warring against God. Let's go back to the story. Back to the story. Oh, I lost the story. Oh, what happened to it? I'll see if I can get back. Hepatitis tour. Ah, what happened to it? All right, maybe this came in handy then. So let's go back to stumbling block. How the Bible uses stumbling block. I have the photos of that skit. Hold on, let me see if I can find my photos. All right, photos, where you at? Photos. All right, let's see. Maybe photos is in here. I hope. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. So it says, they became like apes and elephants, and those who said, we will smite the heavens with arrows, i.e., rockets, space stations, and satellites. The Lord killed them, one man through the hand of his neighbor. And the third division of those who said we were to ascend to heaven and fight against him, the Lord scattered throughout the earth. Notice this. He scattered these black people throughout the earth, right? So that means they're all over the place. This is why they run the planet. These are the 1% who runs the planet. These are the businessmen. These are the ones who have this spiritual connection with this destruction of the Most High himself. This is where the NASA comes in at. This is where the poisoning of the people come in at. This is where depopulation comes in at. Where there's too many people who love God on the planet. And we cannot get back to our original story or back with our original plan. And we got more believers now than we have back when we first tried this. Because it's in recorded history. They recorded everything. The Book of Hammurabi. And so these laws and customs was for them. That's why the Most High came with the 10 Commandments in Abram. And how to keep it simple. We're going to take a 2-minute break. I'm going to get some more lime water. Let that marinate for a minute. We'll see what the Spirit take us after that. Oh. I don't have this music for it right now. I want to put a little sample sound. Let me see what's on here. See if I got some break music real quick for you. Might sound like crap for the moment, but oh, who cares? All right, let's do this. It's from my man Godfrey. Has some wonderful beats and samples. Where is it at now? I think this is it. Let's see. Okay, found one clip. Let's see what we got here. This is new clips. I haven't heard it yet. Be right back. I'm in the streets hunting for food. Things ain't what they used to be. Product market value went up. Control substance, switch hustles. Gamma paying more than Arm and Hammer. Department of Treasury, Death Master. Printing money, give it to ghetto. Get that, got you out. PayPal, cash app account. Just record everything and monitor for privacy act. It's public records on the internet. And pardon my back. Never turn my back in the check. You talent for that. Rather fear and respect. Third party, never direct. Transmitter, scanners, intercept. Voice recognition, more than music. This message is for niggas on a mission. Ain't no bottom line. Everything goes. Casualty of war. Coming for the hand of a king. Take his heart from his soul. Control my force, my vocal cords. One knee, kiss my ring. Bow your head to someone greater. The God bless our city. God bless our city. God bless our city. One knee, kiss my ring. Bow your head to someone greater. The God bless our city. God bless our city. God bless our city. Hot tails whipping your flesh. It's getting cold, nigga. Headshots, no need for a vest. Live by the cold, nigga. Street rules, block watch, no man
and above the law. When you talk of destiny, why stop? Listen to God hop. Factual eviction, never wanted the truth will come to fruition. Let nature take its course. This is evolution. Save the best for last. Look at God.
Right.
Against all odds.
Hold on, let's see what's going on. Hello? Hello? Hola? I don't know what that is. Distraction, I guess. Resume, pause, resume, resume. Shalom. We're getting back. That was my man Godfrey with the beats. We don't want you to like our stuff. You ain't got to like it. We don't want you to subscribe. Nothing. We just want you to practice what you preach. That's the purpose of our videos. You know, we don't need a whole bunch of fame. We don't want no fame or nothing like this. We're just sharing some things that we have noticed ourselves. So back to the case at hand. So now when you shoot photos to you like this, all right, now I'm gonna show you this picture, this dog picture, right? Now, people find it weird that when we show folks pictures of uh, um, of saints that are dogs, real historical pictures. See, they'll believe a photo about who's the best rapper, and you know they'll believe these photos of all the jewelry and stuff. But when we show you photos, let me see if I can find it. Just want to find one. Okay, let me see. All right, and there's other people teaching this too. But I was glad I was able to find this guy who has the photos that I've been looking for. When you see photos like this, ancient pictures, Cyclops and dog people on 2 feet. You see the big feet, elephantitis? See the big feet, elephantitis? You know? And I just read that in the book of Jasher that everybody said is not a legitimate book. That's for the Bible only people that say that, or for the Quran only people, or the Judaism only people. You know why? Because if they go outside of that sun worship, they're not protected by that particular God. They would actually die, literally. God's going to make sure that. If they leave outside of their Islamic training, their thought, they lose everything. They can't come outside. That is a spell. That is a magic thing. That is a supernatural thing that they're in. That's why I said spiritual warfare. So I'll show you another picture. All right. Now, when you have historians take time out to classify things like this, all right, this is not to be taken lightly when you can read it in the scriptures. I.e., matter of fact, now that's a dog, right? I'm gonna go to we did the elephantitis. Damn, slipped my brain. What was it? Dog. Oh my goodness, it slipped my effing brain. Let me go back. With the dog, man, dog this. Oh man, it slipped my thoughts that fast. Okay. When we had the elephantitis, they're oversized, parasites. These are the seeds. Why the phenomena of a as big as an elephant or as big as a horse or as big as a donkey is so in high demand because they're hiding behind the truth by using delusions. It's abnormal to have a body function that big. Now, some of y'all might say, well, hold up. Some of us is born. That's my point exactly. Some of you are born from these 6,000 people who got scattered upon the earth. And you can see that anything that's oversized is part of that genetic code. And they have to worship the one eye, the big feet, the big penis, the big booty, the big nose, the enlargement, or the big ego. They have to seem bigger, not knowing that that is a parasite. All right, there's another photo. Now, if you notice what a dog walks, what a dog walks like, right? Now we just want to show you another photo of the dog or the ape when it came to the church. A lot of y'all might have seen these video photos already, but it's pertinent to this photo, to this video. You have the dog man worshiping the sun, moon, and stars. So the dog is in every religion. The elephant man is in every religion. These warriors against God, who's been scattered over the earth. See, when you say Israel, listen to this. It's coming to me right now too. Remember I told y'all that when you admit to being an Israelite, you're wrestling with God. This is going to get a little shaky, a little scary too. When you admit that you are an Israelite and you're wrestling with God, and He scattered you over the earth for your punishment, that's not the first time He scattered people like you upon the earth. He did that to those 6,000 people, 60,000 people who wanted to war against God. That brings a new definition to being an Israelite. And matter of fact, let me see if I can pull that photo up. Now, we're on that subject. Let me get back to that. That's not it. He scattered. In verse 36, listen to what he says. And those who were left amongst them, when they knew and understood the evil which was coming upon them, they forsook the building, and they also became scattered upon the face of the earth. So when they seen God come down with his 70 angels, the 70 inspirations, and did what they did, they stopped building, but they never stopped thinking. They never changed their heart. And he scattered them across the earth. I get to hold on to that. Hold on to that thought, right? And then we're going to go to the Bible. Hold up. Who all got scattered across the earth in the Bible?
According to Church of Jesus Christ, ancient Israel was scattered throughout the earth because the people rejected God's covenant. It was prophesied that Israel would be scattered among the nations of the earth because of the people's wickedness.
Uh-oh. That's something different. Hold up. I want them to repeat that. Can you repeat that, Google? Google, repeat that shit. Let me say this again. I'll try this again. Who gets scattered across the earth? Who gets scattered across the earth in the Bible? Who gets scattered across the earth in the Bible? I guess they ain't gonna repeat it. So now, that gives a different meaning to who is and what is Israel when it comes to Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the whole planet. The ideology of Israel is nothing new. You know why Israel is there's a gathering. See, Israel is not going to be saved at all. Just like the guys that get scattered across the earth for doing what? Disobeying God. They didn't get spared either. Matter of fact, that's going to be another video. Matter of fact, that's the next video coming up. Matter of fact, we'll end this one right here. China's in the Sun Babylonian. The point is this. These are wicked men who hate the Most High Yah. Do not be amazed at it. What's going to happen is at worst, listen to what the Spirit is saying. What's going to happen at worst, they will end up burning up their own cities. And unfortunately, some of you will be in those cities. And that's why the Most High said, be prepared to exodus from out of Babylon. They're going up into the sky, whether it's in France, China, America, wherever. And somebody, through extra greed, is going to cause a major catastrophe somewhere on the side, on the globe. And it's going to burn some stuff up. Because man is stupid, this version of man. He has no respect for God's creation. And because he thinks he's God, he's going to make a major mistake. And so futuristic visions is coming to people, telling people how to stop this, i.e. the Terminator, how they say they're going to destroy the planet because somebody's making some type of atomic or nuclear something that's going to fuck shit up. And so the robot or the bots in the computer system, so the robots and the bots in the computer system are fighting humanity to keep them from getting information to decode or to stop this program of building multiple suns in this atmosphere. There's only room for one true sun. The Most High has already put it there. Till next time, this is your kinfolk Omar HOSEA saying peace. We love you. Look for the Most High. Seek him first. Seek him with all your heart, your mind, and understanding. And be ready for the Exodus. He said, I hate wickedness. I hate liars. I hate thieves and wrongdoers. And so by nature, if you are the blessed seed of that, and you're the seed of Abraham, you understand that none of these are gods. There's only one Most High Yah. And that's it. And you will do that by nature. You won't need a religion. You won't need anything. You'll come to a conclusion from your understanding heart that the Most High is the creator of all things. And that anybody else trying to create something better than the Most High is shirk, kafir, demonic, wicked, is not fit for the new kingdom. That's even me. Till next time, it's Kinfolk Omar HOSEA saying peace. We love you. Loving Father, we ask you for your guidance. We ask that you let this touch somebody's ears, let it touch somebody's spirit, and we ask that you confirm it, and that be according to your divine will. For your will is the best will. Selah.